This is the voice of Cleburne County, 91.7 WPIL Heflin.
Your station for Tiger Pride. This is WPIL 91.7 FM.
Hey, I want to tell you how much we appreciate here at WPIL the fact that you listen. Now, we want you to be more involved. We're asking for people to volunteer to help with things around WPIL. You can do that, you know. It's easy. Just give us a call at 256-463-4226. Again, that's 256-463-4226. We'd love for you to come and be part of our ministry team here at WPIL.
Don's Pawn Shop, downtown Heflin on Burn Street, is now doing taxes. You can now stop in and shop Don's Pawn Shop while your taxes are being prepared. That's Don's Pawn Shop in downtown Heflin at 191 Burn Street. You can call Don's Pawn at 463-2727. 463-2727. Don's Pawn Shop, now doing taxes as well as your pawn and jewelry headquarters. 191 Burn Street in Heflin. An underwriter of 91.7 WPIL.
Papa's Pizza to Go is the pizza worth driving for, located here at 41 Owen Circle in Heflin, Alabama. Jimmy and Lisa Price, the owners, say, hey, check out the daily specials at Papa's Pizza on WPIL's Facebook page. Papa's Pizza to Go, a proud sponsor of WPIL 91.7, the voice of Heflin.
Coming to Vernon, Alabama, September 8th and 9th. It's Vernon, Alabama's Gospel Music Weekend. Join us for 2 nights of the very best in gospel music, featuring award-winning artists from around the country. The event will be held at the Vernon City Auditorium in downtown Vernon. Friday night's concert starts at 6 p.m. and Saturday night will begin at 5:30. The nightly concerts are free and brought to you by the Merchants of Lamar County, MAC Records, the City of Vernon, SGN Scoops Magazine, and Exceed Technologies. For more information, look us up on Facebook at Vernon, Alabama's Gospel Music Weekend, or you can call 662-889-2829 or email us at info@macrecords.net. We look forward to seeing you on September 8th and 9th for Vernon, Alabama's Gospel Music Weekend.
I don't know the God that you're serving.
Tanner Health System is advancing health, expanding the possibilities for health in our community. From allergists to urologists, we're everywhere you are, when and where you need us most. Brought to you by the brilliant minds that are making exceptional health possible in our community. We know it takes much more than medicine. It takes medicine beyond measure. 770-214-CARE or learn more at tanner.org.
When severe weather hits Cleburne County, listen to today's gospel music, 91.7, for updates and school closures.
This is WPIL 91.7 FM, Heflin. Welcome to God's Country. God's Country.
Introducing a new day of the week. Someday. Now, everything you were going to do someday is on the calendar. Want to retire someday? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits and manage current benefits online. Millions of people have a My Social Security account. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Whitman's Tanning and Flowers at 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama is a proud longtime supporter of the ministry of WPIL Radio. Currently running monthly and back-to-school specials. They're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. And remember, the sun is always shining at Whitman's Tanning and Flowers, 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama, an underwriter of WPIL Radio 91.7 FM.
Thanks for listening to the Gospel Mix, WPIL 91.7 FM in Heflin.
If you're looking for a local connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices, well, look no further. Come see us today at W&M Grocery. Our family-owned store offers a convenient one-stop shop where you can find everything you need, from the everyday essentials to specialty items from around the world. Our friendly staff is here to help you find exactly what you're looking for, and we take pride in our community and we appreciate your business. So look no further. Come see us today at 1221 Alma Street, W&M Grocery, right here in beautiful downtown Heflin. Swafford hands the ball off to Henson up the middle. He's untouched into the secondary.
Oh my
One man
gosh.
to beat.
Go, son, go.
Screen pass into Henson. Same thing. Jailbreak screen. Henson up the middle. Over to the 5. He's close. Oh, he's close.
Get up the line.
At the 1. Swafford hands the ball off to Houston. Houston hit at the goal line, but they say he's in. Touchdown Tigers as Trevor Houston that time takes the handoff and scampers in about a yard and a half. He's going to throw it. Have a man open to K. Smith, and the ball's caught. Ball is caught that time by Cade Smith as Swafford floats one.
Cleburne County High School Tiger football is live on the air.
And welcome into the TJ Maloney halftime show right here high atop of Ellie Bell Field as the Tigers are back out onto the field now doing some stretches. 13-0. Here's the Sachs Wildcats are on top here with 11:22 left to go in halftime. And Luke, we've done some good things. First half, we've seen some things that we obviously can work on. Seen some good things that the Tigers have done. I think they have fought very well in adversity in this first half, battling through some penalties here and there, some stalled drives, but in the most part, I'm kind of pleased at what I've seen so far.
Yeah, no doubt. We, like we said earlier, Sachs is picked to win the 4A North, and we're hanging with them right here. As we're playing some younger guys, but we're, in the second half, but our starters are pretty young too. Like we said, Xavier Brown or Brown number 2, Arcavius Brown. He's only a 10th grader, and he's toting the load right now. And like you said, a lot of positives that came out. We were driving the ball a few times and shot ourselves in the foot when Sachs made a big play on defense and intercepted the ball. That was our most promising drive. And then like we said, special teams are a big factor, and had a few punts that go errant, and then Sachs able to get their hands on one and giving them short field to work with, And defensively, we made some plays. It's like Coach Short said, and what I was saying, before the half, we got them in 3rd and long. We just didn't make a play when it was 3rd and long. You can see that on film from last year and see their teams are going to say, if it's 3rd and long, we're just going to pressure them deep, and that kind of hurts Cleburne County. But yeah, a lot of positives right there, getting them in 3rd and long. Just somebody's got to step up and make a play, and we'll see if our young guys can get us back in it right here.
One good thing, I guess, about the pregame or the jamboree is that the younger guys get their opportunity here in the second half to play a lot of football, football that they not necessarily would get to play during the regular season. And it gives the coaching staff a little bit of an opportunity to see younger guys. And one thing it does for an older player is it allows them to see somebody playing their position in a game speed, something that they probably won't necessarily get to see moving forward after the night. So as a coach, I guess it gives you opportunity to see how much your kids will rally around each other. But more importantly, you get some film time, you get some game time, some live action, fast, up-in-your-face football for some of these young guys.
Yeah, as we're watching a young guy right now, number 12, Reese Morrison, warm up on the sideline. Looks like he's going to be playing quarterback second half, and that kid's got a cannon. I mean, he's throwing darts down there. And yeah, like you said, if you're older and you get to see these young guys going and playing your position, and some of these guys are real talented, man. And like I said, if you're a competitor and you see that talent, and maybe that motivates you to step it up at practice and say, hey, this young guy's not taking my position. Even though he's on my team, he's not going to take my position. And in the end, if you're like that, it just makes everybody better for the young guys in the long run and for the older guys right now. So very interesting to see how it unfolds for these young guys in the second half.
Kind of a unique situation almost here for the younger players is they'll get the opportunity to come in down 13 points. They'll get the opportunity to come in and be entered into the fire of adversity right out the bat. And, the game, as far as the scoreboard doesn't end at halftime, it continues on through 4 quarters. And we're watching Reese Morrison warm up right now, 10th grader, and he has got a cannon. He is throwing the ball flat-footed, about 40 yards or so, but he's throwing a dart.
Yeah.
10th grader. So up-and-coming quarterback here, probably be taking over next year as Swafford in his senior season this year. But those kids get opportunity to play in adversity right here, down 13 points.
Yeah, it just kind of sees what you're made. You're made of. You when you're backed in the corner, you got two options to keep getting beat up or come out swinging, and so you got to see what these young kids are made of if they're going to come out and be competitive and give it their all or hang their head and say, well, we're down 13. There's no point. But hopefully the competitor inside of them will come out and come out swinging.
What's the keys to victory, Luke, for the Cleburne County Tigers in the second half?
Well, first off, we got to move the ball and sustain drives. Too many third and 3 and outs. If your defense is on the field for that long, you can't expect them to make those big plays on third down when they're having to make them, every 2 minutes. So we got to sustain some drives, keep ball control, and go down and finish with a touchdown. We got to get on the board, and defensively, we just got to get off the field. Sometimes you're backed in that corner where the offense is not moving the ball too much, so you gotta make a play, hopefully get a turnover and get the momentum back on the side of the offense.
You don't really want to ask this question, but it is in the back of everybody's minds. But what does Sachs need to do second half if they want to come out a victor in this Jamboree game?
Well, if you're up 13-0, all you got to do is pitch a shutout and you win. So they just got to kind of keep doing what they've been doing, making plays. On third down on offense, they've got to sustain some drives too. They big played us there. There wasn't any just 70, 80-yard drives, just nickeling it, diming it down the field. It was all big plays. So they want to ball control too, which is always what wins in football is ball control and good defense. And defensively they just got to step up and make plays like they've been making. Kind of more of the same for them. It's the Tigers that got to step up their game and see what they're made of here in the second half.
Real quickly before we go to commercial break to come back for the second half of play here, player to watch on offense for Cleburne County and a player to watch on defense for Cleburne County.
Player to watch, I'm going to say Reese Morrison on offense because he's down here throwing these darts, man. It's just so impressive. I don't know if we'll see much of Mika Ross, but he's the guy that I like to see on defense. And Christopher Higgins, he's a young guy that's got to step up. He's getting a lot of playing time. He's only a 10th grader. See if he can step up in the second half on defense. But exciting to watch Reese right here on offense.
4 minutes left on the game clock as halftime is coming to an end here. You have been listening to the TJ Maloney for State Representative Halftime Show, and we'll be back right after these messages for the second half action here at Ellie Bell Field in the WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week. Keep it locked right here. We'll see you just after the break.
Ellie Bell Construction of Heflin is an underwriter of 91.7 WPIL Radio. Located at 1226 County Road 11, Ellie Bell Construction has been in this area for years, helping people in Heflin and in Cleburne County. The phone number is 256-253-2676. For all of your construction needs, it's Ellie Bell Construction, 253-2676. A proud underwriter of 91.7 WPIL.
An underwriter of WPIL is State Line Fuel Center, located at exit 205 at 8658 Highway 46 in Heflin, under management by Laura Cobb. State Line Fuel Center and Tire Service, offering fuel and truck tire services on all makes and models. Open 24/7, 256-463-5747. A proud supporter of WPIL 91.7.
This is WPIL 91.7 FM, Heflin. Welcome to God's Country. God's Country.
Papa's Pizza to Go is the pizza worth driving for, located here at 41 Owen Circle in Heflin, Alabama. Jimmy and Lisa Price, the owners, say, hey, check out the daily specials at Papa's Pizza on WPIL's Facebook page. Papa's Pizza to Go, a proud sponsor of WPIL 91.7, the voice of Heflin.
Guarantee Pest Control is a proud supporter of WPIL 91.7. Located at 2725 McClellan Boulevard in Anniston, Alabama, Guarantee Pest Control will help you protect your most precious investment. From Huntsville to Tallahassee, from Tuscaloosa to Montgomery, and every city in between, Guarantee Pest Control has eliminated Alabama's pests since 1958. With over 50 years in the business, why call anyone else? For more information, call toll-free 1-800-378-3021. That's 1-800-378-3021. Guarantee Pest Control, a proud underwriter of today's gospel music on WPIL 91.7 in Heflin, Alabama.
Swafford hands the ball off to Henson up the middle. He's untouched into the secondary.
Oh my
One man
gosh.
to beat.
Go, son, go.
Screen pass into Henson. Same day. Jailbreak screen. Henson up the middle. Over to the 5. He's close. Oh, he's close.
Get up the line.
Swafford hands the ball off to Houston. Houston hit at the goal line, but they say he's in. Touchdown Tigers as Trevor Houston that time takes the handoff and scampers in about a yard and a half. He's going to throw it. Have a man open to K. Smith, and the ball's caught. Ball is caught that time by K. Smith as Swafford floats one.
Cleburne County High School Tiger football is live on the air.
Welcome back to the WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week right here at Ellie Bell Stadium as Cleburne County enters into the second half of play, taking on the Sachs Wildcats. Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon Johnson, joined alongside Luke Bowman and Josh Lambert down on the sideline. And, Luke, we are 40 seconds or so away from kicking off this second half of Game 0 here, as this is a non-counter. But the lights are on the scoreboard, and we still want to win.
That's right. Like I said earlier, if you're any kind of competitor, you want to win everything that you do and anything that you do. And it looks like that Heflin is going to play a lot of young guys. I thought they might open up this first drive with the starters, but it looks like they're lining up a lot of young guys here and going to get a lot of playing time, a lot of experience early in the Jamboree week 0, and we'll see if they can get us back in it.
Sachs will come out as the receiving team. They'll take the ball starting out the second half here, as the Tigers will do the kicking duties here in the opening of the second half due to the Tigers winning the coin toss and electing to receive in the first half. 13-0 as Sachs is on the board on top here in the beginning of the second half, as the Sachs Wildcats are down on their side of their end zone doing their stretching, and the Tigers have made their way back out onto their sideline as they're getting their respective kicking teams here settled in on about the 35. And one thing we talked about a little bit was special teams and how much that means to you. But one thing you don't really talk much of, you think of punts and you think of field goals, but a lot of times kickoff team and kickoff returns kind of left out of the equation when the media, I guess, starts covering ball games. But these are very two dynamic parts of your special teams that could help you and could hurt you.
Oh yeah, and definitely can be game changers. Like I said, if you got a guy back there that can take it to the house at any time, you don't want to kick to him, but you just hope if you're on that team that he's touching the ball, you know. But if you got a dynamic kicker like Sachs does that can get it in the zone, you know, he'd kick it away from that guy. It just changes the game totally. You know, you get a special teams touchdown, it can really change momentum in your favor.
This will be the Tigers' first opportunity to see the Sachs Wildcats receiving team, and probably here you might see the starting kickoff receiving team for Sachs, just because they haven't had a chance to go against another team yet this season.
Yeah. Sometimes on these special teams, especially in high school ball, you really don't have backups for your special teams. You know, you just got you got your starters, and that's it. So we'll see what they come out with, and we'll see if we. I always like kickoff coverage because it would, you know, you got to be a little bit crazy to run down there and just want to hit somebody running wide open, and that's kind of like what I like to watch in football.
Running down the league standings right now, the top 10 in Class 5A, Beauregard sitting at number 1. We'll play them, Luke, in a couple weeks. And the top 10 standings this week is brought to you by Marie's Barbecue. They are our league standings sponsor for the remainder of this season. So thank you so much to Marie's Barbecue for stepping up and taking that part of the broadcast. So we'll talk about Beauregard. We'll see them here in a few weeks. Sitting at number 2 is Briarwood Christian. Number 3 is St. Paul's Vigors, number 4. And then tied for 5th, we'll see them in a few weeks also in Alexandria.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be playing 3 of the top 10 teams in 5A on this schedule. Beauregard being ranked number 1. We'll be playing them on October 13th. Alexandria comes to us, and Clay Central is the other team that we'll be playing in September. A lot of good teams that we'll be playing in the top 10 in 5A, and we'll see what we're made of there as we go and play this brutal schedule.
It's amazing the difference, though, that you see already the pregame or preseason, Beauregard being number 1 and Central being number 7, and Central goes down and beats Beauregard last year.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how
loss.
Yeah, funny how they pick these teams. Maybe Beauregard's got a lot more coming back than Clay Central, but just kind of weird how those things. But like I said, it's preseason polls and it's all settled on the field, and kind of doesn't matter how you start; it's how you finish. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Preseason polls is kind of like spaghetti. You stir it up and it still looks the same.
Yeah.
Till the season starts, you don't know who's going to be number 1 or number 2, or 3 or 4 or 10, for that matter. Tigers are going to come back out on the field. They're not going to elect to do any special teams here in the opening kickoff of the second half. So the Sacs Wildcats will take the ball 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. 12 minutes on the clock. Whistle blows, and we're ready to get this game underway. Quarterback now in the second half for the Sacs Wildcats will be number 12 as he hands the ball off to number 15. 15 breaks out to the right side. Going to be hit as he goes across the first down marker. Big time play that time for the Sacs Wildcat. Number 15, Rolian Torres, and number 12, Alston McLaughlin will be your quarterback. Check that. Davion Dukes. We talked about him, 9th grader.
Yeah,
comes in 6'1", 155.
Wow, big kid just to be a 9th grader. Looks like Sacs is coming out with a lot of young guys that look like they're just great athletes that can run. Try to get some penetration by the defense here with Cleburne County as
1st and 10. Davion Dukes takes the snap, goes around the right side, looking for running room. Blockers in front of him, down to the Cleburne County sideline. Is going to be at the 30, down to the 20, knocked out of bounds that time by number 14 for Cleburne County. Davion Folks, big time pickup. Going to be a flag on the play though for between both teams. Let's see what they call it.
Yeah, it looked like somebody way behind the play got into the back of one of the Cleburne County defenders.
Personal foul is the call. So it'll be 15 from the spot going the other way. Echo.
Yeah, that Davion Dukes is you can tell by that run that he's going to be a key factor to Sacs Wildcat football in the upcoming years. This penalty was way behind the ball, really just a senseless penalty on Sacs. Fortunate for the Tigers though.
Takes away a great play, a great run that time by Dukes for the Wildcats. Got to use your head if you're going to be a Wildcats offensive player there on a big play. No, they're trying to get some shots in as a younger guy is getting some playing time. First down and 2 on the 48. Davion Dukes takes a snap, hands the ball off to number 1 as he runs around the left end looking for running room. He's going to be over that line of scrimmage. Don't have a name for number 1 here on our roster, but indeed he has enough for first down yardage for the Wildcats.
Yeah, good run right there. Good push up front by Sacs. Cleburne County still not able to penetrate this offensive line, and our backs are not really coming up and laying a hat on somebody. But maybe we can step up right here and make a play. Sacs got a lot of athletes that can run.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 10 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Dukes looking to the sideline, getting the calls from the coaching staff, and now the backs start moving around, getting to their spots. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 38-yard line inside Cleburne County Tiger territory. 2 backs in the backfield with Dukes in the gun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Dukes gets the snap, hands it off up the middle to number 20. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. The ball's handed off that time to 21. Kyle Giode is going to be knocked down at that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Zachary Williamson, number 36 for the Tigers, came up and just stuck him. That was a great play by him. Great read on his part. I believe he shook off a blocker on that play and was able to come up and make a great stick and great open field tackle and drove his feet. Just a perfect tackle.
Number 26, Tyler Smith, checks in the ball game for sacks as they're all still back there looking for that call from their offensive coaching staff. Dukes standing on about the 45-yard line. 2nd and 10, ball spotted at the 38. Now Dukes will walk to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side of the football field, 1 to the far side as Sacks Wildcats going left to right. Dukes will have 2 backs in the backfield with him. Waiting on the snap, 3rd and long. Dukes will hand the ball off this time to number 15, Rolian Torres. He'll go around the right side. He'll be hit in the backfield. Big time play that time by number 14 for Cleburne County Tigers. A big open field tackle by Donovan Folks.
Yeah, great call right there by the coaching staff of Cleburne County as Donovan looked like he was on a stunt right there. Read it perfectly, made a great open field tackle, wrapped up, drove his feet. Another good tackle by one of these young guys for Cleburne County.
So that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 now for the Sacks Wildcats as Dukes steps back onto the football field and running over, talking to the coaches, comes to the line of scrimmage, shotgun formation. He's going to have 2 backs in the backfield with him. They'll both be to his left side. Receiver goes in motion, number 1, handoff behind him, goes up the middle, going to the left side, flag on the play. So the play will be blown dead. False start that time by the Sacks Wildcats. So they'll back them up 5. So it'll be 3rd and 15. The ball will be spotted at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, one of the Sacks players got going a little bit sooner than he was supposed to and had a man in motion. So that's going to be an illegal procedure against Sacks. Step it off. The dreaded 3rd and long.
3rd and long now, indeed, for the Sacks Wildcats. Dukes back out onto the field as he runs against the call from his coaching staff. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side on this near hash mark in front of the Cleburne County sideline. 1 back in the backfield, so hand off to him, trips and falls. That time, number 23 gets the call for Sacks, and Tony Hunley as he'll trip and fall behind the line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 4th and long. Now for the Sacks Wildcats, the ball will be spotted on the 42-yard line.
I think it was good that he tripped and fell for his own safety, as there was 2 Tiger defenders there waiting on him to hit that hole. They were going to clog it up for him real quick. So good play by the Tiger defense right there on 3rd and long.
Wildcats still on top. 13-0 is your score. 7 minutes, 35 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 4th and 14 for the Sacks Wildcats. 20 seconds on the game clock. Nobody's set yet as they're trying to formulate their punting team on the sideline. They may have elected, Luke, during the halftime not to do any special teams in the second half.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to let this play clock run out, maybe call a timeout with maybe a couple seconds left, or just turn the ball over. Yeah. Yep, that's what they're going to do, just turn it over. No special teams in the second half.
They'll walk it to they'll actually elect to punt it, Luke.
There we go.
They'll elect to punt it, but they'll wait till the time clock ticks down, the play clock there, and they'll do it inverted, I guess you would say, kind of a walk-off punt here as the Tigers will now take over on offense on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 20. Tigers going right to left.
Big Christian Seal back in the backfield right now. So he gets a lot of playing time on defense with the starters, and see how he does on offense here with these backups.
Morrison in the backfield with Seal with him. 1 receiver to each side with the wing. Tigers going right to left. Handoff that time goes to Seal around the right side. Keeps his feet moving, churning, picks up about 6 yards that time. Good first down play from the Tigers. On his first down pickup, bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, good play right there to start the drive. Good positive play. 5 yards to Christian. Just a great push up front by this young Cleburne County offensive line.
Morrison back in the ball game at quarterback. Number 14, Donovan Folks in as well in that wing formation. 1 receiver to each side of the football field. Seal in the backfield in that pistol formation behind Morrison. Morrison now takes the snap, hands the ball off to Seal. Seal up the middle, nobody around him. He's going to break free. He's got the 50-yard line. He's going to be at the 45, at the 40. Going to get wrestled down inside Sacks territory at the 34-yard line. Big second down pickup that time from Christian Seal. As the waters parted, he took it almost to the house.
Wow, what a great play by this offensive line for Cleburne County. Opened up the opened up a huge hole that you could drive a truck through, and Christian Seal drove that big body of his down the field and picked up a big gain, biggest one of the night for Cleburne County.
Big pickup that time. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left to go here in the third quarter as the Tigers huddle up on about the 40-yard line, break the huddle now back to the line of scrimmage. Morrison still in the ball game at quarterback, probably doing the duties for the rest of the ball game here. One receiver to each side. Wing formation, Seal in the backfield with him in the gun. Snap goes to Morrison. Morrison looks to throw, fires the ball down the field. Fade route into the inside, going to be
that's a penalty.
Off the hands. Golly, we had a guy all over him. They had a guy all over him. Not going to throw the flag there. Going to let him go fight for the ball. But pass was intended that time for trying to get a number.
8, I believe.
Number 8 that time.
Anthony
Thompson. Off his fingertips. Good throw that time. Just a little bit underneath him by Morrison, trying to make a big play that time, and it's going to be off his fingertips. Have a heat timeout. We'll stay right here. One thing that you see already is you see that the coaches are letting these young guys play, Luke, and that time almost a big play as they're letting Morrison kind of air that thing out.
Yeah, I wanted to see that when we were talking about him throwing these darts on the sideline. I wanted to see that cannon released and just threw it, a little bit of an underthrow right there as he might have misjudged the speed of his receiver. But our guy number 8, Anthony Thomas, he read it right, came back for the ball and had somebody draping all over him. I couldn't believe it wasn't a pass interference call there, but almost don't count in this game. So we'll see what we can do right here on 2nd and 10 and hopefully keep moving the ball.
So that incomplete pass will bring up a 2nd and 10, 5:41 left to go in the third period. Morrison in the backfield in the gun. One receiver to each side, wing formation. Number 14 stacks in Donovan Folks at the wingback formation. Seal in the backfield. Handoff goes to him up the middle. Going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. Host of Wildcats come in to wrestle him down. Big loss that time, about a 5 or 6 yard loss on that play.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a counter coming back this way as Seal just didn't get those big legs churning as Sachs was able to penetrate the offensive line for Cleburne County and make a big play in the backfield.
Looks like Sachs defensive line reading their keys the right way is that zone play. You have that cutback lane, and looks like they have an end just filling that hole.
Yeah, just stepped up and made a big play. 3rd and long though, we may get to see the cannon.
2 receivers to the near side. Number 88 for the Tigers, Lucas Downey, as well as number 9 Hargrove and Thompson will be trips to the near side as Seals in the backfield with Morrison now the gun. 3rd and long at the 35. Pass goes to Thompson. Thompson looking to make something out of nothing that time. Gets hit and knocked out of bounds. No, they're going to say he's in bounds, but he's going to get hit at the 30. He's going to pick up 5. So pitch and catch that time goes for 5 yards from Morrison to Thompson. And I think they're going to keep the offense on the field as it's 4th and 7 at the 30.
Yeah, it may have been 2-down territory there from the get-go for Cleburne County. Just throw a little screen pass, try to get half of it back and get the other half back right here on 4th down.
Tigers going right to left, 1 receiver to each side in Downey and Thompson. 2 backs in the backfield with Morrison. Morrison fires a long throw down the far sideline, going to air that one out. A little bit too much on that football as it was intended for Thompson. Pass is going to be incomplete, so turnover on downs as the Tiger offense tries to get something started that time, but now we'll come back over here to the sideline after a turnover.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication between the receiver and quarterback as Reese was throwing the fade route, and Thomas kind of came in and then came out like a post corner kind of deal. Little miscommunication, but still a great drive there by the Tigers. A pretty good drive. Wasn't able to finish off with a touchdown, but hopefully the defense will step up right here and get it back to them.
Good effort that time though. Thompson hard run route though with a guy in his face, the one-on-one coverage. But the pass is a little bit too much for him to come back to make a play. Sachs Wildcats will come back out on the offense. 4 minutes, 7 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 3 backs in the backfield now with Sachs. Sachs will hand it off to number 1 as he goes around the left end. Nobody around him, makes a man miss. Now he's going to be down to the 40, off to the races as Morrison tries to catch up with him. Nobody around him, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown for the Wildcats. But we have a flag down onto the play here. Maybe another holding penalty for Sachs as hopefully this one will come back.
Yeah, there's a big hole open right there and a lot of speed in that young guy for Sachs. Cleburne County not able to make an open field tackle, but Indeed, it is a hold against Sachs.
Looks like it's going to be against number 21, just judging how the coach may be pulling him off the field there. And I'm going to try to pronounce this. Good, maybe, Goedde. You guys can pronounce it for yourself out there if you're listening. But Davion Dukes comes in as a quarterback again for the Tigers, for the Wildcats. And then Hold's going to come back. And Josh, talk about a hold right there. They had good momentum coming out for the Wildcats, and now a big positive play here for a penalty for the Tigers.
Yeah, they had a good hold to the left side. He really broke it off big, but that's another hold that's, a few times this half that they've had big plays been called back. But that's what you get when you got your backup guys in. You know, you're getting a little experience out here. You're going to have those things, especially in a jamboree.
Timeout that time's called by Sachs. And, Josh, down there on the field, you know, you've had the opportunity to kind of – we see you poke your head in there every now and then in that huddle during the timeouts. And any intensity change with coaching with these younger kids versus the older?
No, he's being very instructional. Would be the word I'd use. You know, giving these guys, telling them where they need to be, where, you know, what they need to do. Doing a lot of more so coaching than you would say getting on them or getting after them so much. Just making sure they're lined up right, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and just really doing a good job of coaching.
Heat timeout now taken on the field by the referee. So you'll have that probably for about, 5 games or so, Luke? I think about maybe midway through the season, the heat timeout. 3 minutes, 44 seconds as both teams come back out onto the field. The Wildcats will be first and a long way to go, about first and 20 now from the 22-yard line. Dukes back in the backfield in the gun, 2 backs back there with him, 2 receivers to the near side. Dukes going to keep it himself, goes around the right end. Misses a tackle, loses the ball on the ground. Tigers are going to jump on it. It's going to be Tiger football. Tigers are going to jump on the loose ball. That time is number 85 for Cleburne County. Comes in, knocks the ball away. That's going to be Braden Graham. Comes in, young guy comes in, knocks the ball away from a fast-moving Davion Dukes.
Yeah, going to be a big play right there for Sachs, and Davion Dukes was holding that ball, toting it like a watermelon, man, and just got stripped out by Graham. What a big play. What a momentum shifter for the Tigers. Get this offense back. Let's stick it in the zone right here.
So Tigers will take over inside their own territory now. It'll be first and 10 on their own 32-yard line, looking to go into this red zone with a possibility to score right here. 3 receivers to the far side of the football field. Tigers going right to left. Seal in the backfield with Morrison. Morrison takes the snap, hands the ball off to Seal. Seal around the left
big
side.
Hole.
Nobody around him. Hops behind his blocker, and he's going to go into the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. Touchdown, Tigers, as Christian Seal is going to go untouched, 32 yards for a Tiger touchdown.
Man, that was a gorgeous play by the Tigers as everybody did what they were supposed to do on the line. The hole just opened up. You know, every play, if it goes perfect, you're going to score. And that you couldn't draw one up more perfect than that play right there. And Christian Seal able to run it into the zone. What a great play.
3 minutes and 25 seconds on the play clock. On the game clock, the Tigers are going to be in the end zone. Big time run that time by Christian Seal. Doing the snapping for this extra point attempt is number 98. The flag on the play. Let's see. 99 is going to be our kicker. That's Joseph Stevens. Number 24 is the holder, and Will Morrow. Number 4. Don't have a number.
Don't have a name for number 4.
Oh, excuse me. Name. Don't have a name for number 4. They're trying to get lined up there as they're going to maybe Sachs is going to call timeout. Let's see.
Threw a penalty flag there, but I never saw a call from the official. Not sure what went on with that.
Trying to find the number, then look up, and all the Sachs players are running to the sideline. Stoppage and play for a minute, try to figure out what this penalty may be. We're still kind of waiting there patiently on the field. 3:25. Now we got a kicking ball that's thrown in, so it looks like we're ready to go. That may have been what it was. So Joseph Stevens will be doing the kicking. Will Morrow will be in the hold. Extra point attempt for the Tigers. 3 minutes, 25 seconds here in the third period. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up and away, and it is good. It is good. 13-7. 13-7. Tigers answer back after being down 13-0 with a big run with Christian Seal. Now, Luke, you have a momentum builder here. Now's the time where your defense can maybe step up and make some plays, get the ball back to your offense's hands.
Yeah, defense already stepped up one time, causing that big fumble. Still got to contain this good quarterback, but you got all the momentum on your side now, a little pep in your step, make you run a little bit faster. So hopefully we can stop this quarterback and get the ball back to our offense, as we seem to be able to move it against their backup guys and get another score on the board.
Sacks will break their huddle on their sideline, make their way back out onto the field. First down and 10 now at the 30-yard line. Sacks going left to right, as Davion Dukes will come back out as your quarterback. There will be one receiver to each side of the football field. Two backs in the backfield with Dukes. Dukes takes the snaps, hands the ball off to Torres. Torres around the right side, trying to make a play, and he's going to be hit that time by number 20, number 22. Big open field tackle again that time by Rico Jordan. Comes up, and I'm telling you, you're looking at Rico and then you look at Torres, the size difference, I mean, it's way different.
Rico is listed at 86 pounds, 5'1", 86 pounds in the 9th grade, and he just came up and stuck his head
Torres
in there.
is 5'8", 200.
Good grief.
What a size difference. So that'll bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Wildcats. Is going to hand off. That time goes to number 23 up the left side of that offensive line to Hundley. Hundley's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage to a host of Tigers. Wrestle his feet a little bit, maybe picks up 3 yards that time, so it'll bring up 3rd and the long 3 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I believe number 73, Jackson Sperling, was on the initial hit for the Tigers as he was brought down by a host. Maybe he got in there and got around the waist to slow down the back.
2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the 3rd period. 13-7, Wildcats on top here at Ellie Bell Field in the WM Grocery High School football game of the week. Jamboree game, week 0 here if you're just now tuning in to the broadcast. Davion Dukes, quarterback for the Wildcats, backup quarterback, I should say, as the backups and subs are now on the field to reset the play clock. Two backs to the backfield. Trap play that time. Dukes is going to keep it, going to go around the left end, looking for a first down marker, going to get it, plus about 3 yards. He's going to be over the 44-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Sacks Wildcats. The ball will be spotted at the 44.
Yeah, it seems like Sacks is going to ride the shoulders of this Dukes kid. Hopefully, Cleburne County can string the ball out and they can run sideline to sideline and not get up the field for any big plays.
1st and 10, ball almost at that midfield stripe, about the 44-yard line or so, as the offensive line is set and ready. And now the Tiger defense gets set and ready also as the backs for Wildcats make their way to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Sacks going left to right. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback and Dukes. Dukes hands the ball off to Torres. Torres hit at the line of scrimmage. Keeps his feet moving, though. Gets about 2 yards, so to bring up 2nd and 8 now for the Wildcats. Ball spotted at the 46.
Yeah, number 36 for the Tigers, Zachary Williamson on the initial hit right there. That is a great play by the Tigers, only to give up about 2 yards on that run.
Torres that time for the Sacks Wildcats picks up 2 yards on that run. Big back for him to be a backup. I think he's probably their Christian Seal compared to us. He got a lot of playing time, though, in the beginning of the ball game. Now comes in to tote some mail here in the second half.
Yeah, huge back right there for Sacks, as they'll probably just be reloading the next few years.
Snap goes to Dukes. Torres goes into motion. Dukes will hop in behind him, try to go around the left side of the line of scrimmage. He's going to be hit, though, at that line. Keeps his feet moving again and gets maybe 2 yards as he's going to go around that left tackle. A little sweep play, quarterback keep. That time will bring up 3rd and maybe 6 to go here, as maybe picked up 1 as the play clock is going to go dead here, as well as the game clock. 0 on the game clock here as the 3rd period comes in. Moving into the 4th period, the Tigers are going to be down 13-7 as the Wildcats on top of the leaderboard scored first, but then the Tigers rally back here in the 3rd quarter with 3:25 left to go. Christian Seal breaks a 32-yarder to put the Tigers on the board. You're listening to the WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week. Keep it locked right here on WPIL 91.7. All things Cleburne County Athletics right here. We'll be back right after this for the fourth period here at Ellie Bell Field.
Whitman's Tanning and Flowers at 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama is a proud longtime supporter of the ministry of WPIL Radio. Currently running monthly and back-to-school specials, they're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. And remember, the sun is always shining at Whitman's Tanning and Flowers, 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama, an underwriter of WPIL Radio 91.7 FM.
Welcome back to Ellie Bell Field as the fourth quarter gets set and underway here as the Wildcats are back out onto the field and the Tigers come back out onto the field. And Luke, fourth period, it's do or die time.
Yeah, got to step up right here. And third and manageable for sacks. You know, Cleburne County, third down's been the worst case scenario for them so far. Let's see what happens.
Davion Dukes takes the snap, going to keep it a step, goes around the right side, looking to throw. Pass intended for number one is going to be caught, knocked out of his hand. If he would have caught that, it would have been a big-time first-down play as he missed the ball or knocked out of his hands at inside the Cleburne County 30. Big play that time, Josh, for our Cleburne defense. You've seen that across the field from you, but basically on that same line, you're standing on about the 25.
Yeah, if he'd have looked over here to the other side, thank goodness he didn't. He had a man wide open right here. He went through his progressions and went ahead and threw the deep pass that way. Lucky for us, he dropped it. Good defensive play, though. He's actually had him blanketed pretty good on that play.
So it'll be turnover on downs. Tigers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line, going left to right. 11 minutes, 39 seconds left to go here in regulation. One receiver to the near side, Morrison, in the backfield, looking to get his guys set up as Christian Seal also in there with him, and as well as number 14 in that wing formation, Donovan Folks. Morrison takes a snap, hands the ball off to Seal. Seal around the left side, keeps his feet churning, looking for some daylight, going to get hit and knocked down as he picks up about 4 yards that time. Big run again for Christian Seal.
Another good play by the offensive line, and Christian Seal, you know, so far there's not going to be one guy that takes him down. You know, he's gonna make a move or he's gonna run through you. It's going to take more than one person to bring that big guy down.
2nd and 5, ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line. One receiver to each side of the football field, wing formation. Seal in the backfield with Morrison. Morrison takes a snap, looks to throw over the left side. Pass is caught at the 35. Great pitch and catch that time as he throws a laser over there on that sideline to number
15, I believe.
Number 15. Let's see. Don't have him on our roster either.
25.
No, 25. Check that.
Xavier Brown.
Pitch and catch that time from Morrison to Brown.
That was just a dart, like you said, by Reese Morrison. And that was just maybe a 12 back to 10 yard out by Xavier, and it was just thrown on a rope by Reese, and just a perfect throw and catch.
Morrison in the gun again. Brown back the way. Bobbles will snap. Going to have to fall on top of it. Loses that one. Going to have to fall on top of it, so he'll lose about 6 yards on that play as the snap was a little low that time, in and out of his hand, so he'll have to land on top of it.
Yeah, you take one step forward with the great pitch and catch, and then you take 2 steps backwards by fumbling a snap the next play. So can't shoot yourselves in the foot, but that's what jamborees are for, to get all these jitters out and get these young guys some experience.
So it'll be second down and 17 now for the Tigers. 9:45 left to go here in regulation. Pistol formation. Brown behind Morrison. Wing back in the game as well. Brown gets the handoff to the right side. Big gaping hole. Tries to get to the sideline. He's going to be wrestled down after about a 4-yard pickup that time. So almost back to that original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple yards shy. It'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Yeah, we'll see what the Tiger coaching staff's going to do, if they're going to try to get half of it back right here and maybe get, as good as we're moving the ball, they may go for it on 4th down or try to get it all back right here. 3rd and long right here. Let's see what happens.
I want to remind you to stick around for the post-game show, the Whitman's Tanning post-game show here after the close of this one. 8:57 left to go on the game clock here. 13-7. Sacs Wildcats on top as the Tigers 3rd and 13 here on the 32-yard line. One receiver to each side of wing formation, one back in the backfield. Swafford hands the ball off to Brown. Brown's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage, lose a couple yards, bring up 4th down for the Tigers.
It's kind of a conservative play right there by the Tigers. Didn't want to put it in the air and maybe force a turnover and let Sacs have it deep in their own territory. So kind of conservative play, but another good experience for the Tigers and this young staff. Looks like we're going to punt it right here, though.
Turnover on downs. They'll indeed punt it. They'll walk it off as the no special teams in the second half, trying to keep kids healthy. You got a big game next week for Cleburne County as we go on the road, Luke, take on Leeds. We need everybody to be healthy next week.
Yeah, going to be a big matchup next week as Leeds preseason ranked number 6 in 4A. Powerhouse down there now. They won a couple of state championships, and they're always come ready to play. And we know they'll be ready, and we got to be ready too. Go down there and try to come back with a victory. Always special to go play a big powerhouse and bow up and see what you're made of. Our best against your best.
Davion Dukes will bring his troops back out onto the field. It'll be 1st and 10 for Sacs at their Tiger 40. At their own 40. 2 backs in the backfield, wing formation, 1 receiver to each side of the field. Handoff that time goes around to the right side of number 27. Flag's going to be on the play. 27 that time for the Wildcats and Adarius Trey Robinson as he'll pick up big yardage, get close to that 1st down marker, but a penalty flag will be in on the play.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be in the area of holding. Number 85, Braden Graham, was getting held, getting almost tackled, and he was pointing at the guy that was holding him the whole time to make sure the rest knew that it was this guy that was holding, and sure enough, they're going to back Sacs up right here.
So that'll be a 10-yard backup from the spot of the foul. So you'll have 1st and 22 now. Ball will be on the 26. Ball will be on the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side. Sacs going right to left. Dukes in the backfield. Hands the ball off up the middle to number 23. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be wrestled down by a host of Tigers. May have dropped the ball. Going to roll back on top of it. So Sacs will remain possession of the ball. Be 2nd and 22 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, great play by our defensive end right there, number 5. We don't have a number or a name for who he is, but that was a great play as he just kind of extended his arms and shook off the left tackle that was blocking him and able to make the play right there. Huge play for the Tigers. Great read by him and great technique.
6:45 left to go in regulation. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Dukes brings his troops back to the line of scrimmage as they'll pull 1 receiver in as that wing, 2 backs in the backfield with Dukes. Dukes sends the receiver in motion. Number 1 is going to hand off to him underneath. Timeout is going to be called just prior to the snap. They're almost. I think he may have got it off before the timeout, but indeed, timeout now taken by Sacs. So we'll take one with them. You're listening to the WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week.
Buster Miles Automotive is a longtime supporter of the ministry of WPIL 91.7 FM in Heflin, Alabama.
At Buster Miles Chevrolet and Ford in Heflin, our #1 goal is to keep you and your family on the move to support your favorite football team all season long with our excellent service Monday through Friday and all day on Saturdays. Test drive the all-new 2018 Chevy Equinox or the 2017 Ford Escape with huge savings. Please see our entire inventory online or off I-20 exit 199 in Heflin for the difference worth driving since 1947.
You've tuned in to the right choice. Now put a piece of duct tape on that tuning control so nobody will change it. You're listening to 91.7 WPIL.
Coming out of a timeout, 6:25 here on the game clock. 13-7, Wildcats on top. Wildcats have the football. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback, Dukes. Dukes will hand the ball off to number 1. Should have been a flag on the play. We had a lot of motion going on. Now they're going to throw one, probably in the vicinity of holding. One's going to take the handoff to the right side. Going to be hit in the backfield. Nothing doing. He gets just maybe over that original or back to that line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
The whole team moved before they snapped.
Yeah, the whole team moved. They let them get away with that one, but man, Sachs is holding on every play. When they watch film, they're going to have a lot to say to this young group, as seems like every play is just backing them up 10 more yards for a holding call.
They spot the ball. Will be 3rd and about 23. Ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line. 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth period. Dukes comes to the line of scrimmage, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sachs going from right to left in front of us at that far hash mark on the Sachs sideline. Fake the handoff this time. Duke's going to keep it. Fires over the middle to Torres. Torres catches the ball and wrestled down. That time in open field by Hunter Cavender. Big time play. That time by number 11 for the Tigers.
That was a great play by Hunter Cavender as he was running right down the field with that big running back for Sachs and brings up the fourth ground.
Puts you in good field position right here because Sachs is going to punt it. They're going to walk the ball off probably 30 yards or so. So you'll have the possibility of getting it back probably at about the 50.
Yeah, great field position for the Tigers. And man, we've been moving the ball. If we just keep moving the ball, sustain a drive, we go down, keep it for 5 minutes right here and stick it in the score, go up by 1 point, and win this thing.
Yep. The officials are talking it over. Both teams are on their respective benches. I'm pretty sure that Sachs right here will probably elect to punt this thing and let the officials walk it off. But here right now you've got young guys out on the field. You got an opportunity to go in and score. And we talked about adversity and them getting the battle and play through adversity. Right now you have a big opportunity to see what you have depth-wise on your team when it comes to adversity.
Yeah, and like we said in the summer, there was 2 games and those 7-on-7s where they won on the last play. So you kind of can say, hey, we've been here before. We've been down, late in the ball game. Let's see if we can come back and win it late again. We've already been there, done it in 7-on-7. Let's do it in full pass.
So indeed they will mark off a 30-yard step off for the punt. So the Tigers will take the ball over 1st and 10 with 5:28 left to go on a running clock here, might I add. Here in they stopped it now, but they did let 4 or 5 seconds run off as the official was spotting the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 inside Tiger territory here on their own 41-yard line as Morrison rallies the troops, brings them back to the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and 1 back in the backfield with him. Looks like Rustin Roberts is going to be in the backfield with Cleburne County. Snap goes under his legs. Morrison's going to pick it up, trying to make something out of nothing, dumps it over to Thompson. Thompson tries to make a play, big-time loss on down of yards that time as the bobbled snap again goes under his legs. He picks it up, tries to make a play, and we're going to be about a 30-yard loss.
2nd and a quarter mile.
Yep. From here to Tasty Dip is the down and distance.
Yeah. Tough play right there, man. Just trying to make something out of nothing. Might have just ate the ball. But again, it's a jamboree. You're learning, in situations like that, what to do. And
brings up 2nd and 28. 2 receivers near side as number 6 goes in motion. Rustin Roberts to the far side, sets up behind Morrison. Morrison in the gun, takes a snap, looks to fire downfield, throws a dart over here to the near sideline to number 88. Pass intended for Lucas Downey. Dives for it. It's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, a little out in front of there, 88 there for us. Lucas Downey, as Reese was just a little off on that throw. Going to bring up another third and a quarter mile as well. Let's see if we can get half of it back. Maybe probably got to go two downs right here.
3rd and 28. Ball spotted on the 24-yard line inside Cleburne County territory. Morrison comes back to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side as the Tigers are going left to right. 1 back in the backfield behind Morrison. Morrison takes the handoff, hands it off, takes the snap, hands the ball off to his 1 back in the backfield, nothing doing. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Picks up maybe 2 yards, 4th and long again.
Yeah, I guess we are going to punt and maybe rely on our defense to get a stop. I don't think you'd go for it this deep in the territory. Maybe we are. We're keeping the offense out there.
So 4 minutes.
Going to punt.
It is indeed a live spot because you continue the clock you would on a punt. So the clock is still ticking as the referees mark off that 30-yard punt. So 3 minutes, 50 seconds left to go here in regulation. And Josh, going down real quickly, that takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, indeed it does. But when you got a young quarterback right here, like I say, he's in the 10th grade. He's still going through a lot of learning. He comes off the field right there. It was good to see his coach come over to him after he makes that fumble. He pats him on his back, gives him a lot of motivation, sends him back out there. So I think this kid's really going to be special. He's got a big arm, as you can tell from up there. I mean, this kid can really zip it. You know, after the fumble, coach comes over, talks to him, pats him on his back, sends him back out there. It was good to see.
3 minutes, 50 seconds. Sacks back out onto the field now as the Tigers set up in their defense. 1st and 10 on the 46. Sacks going right to left. Ball spotted in midfield, in the middle between those hash marks. Duke's going to keep the ball around the left side. Going to the Tiger bench, and he's going to be hit and brought down that time by number 14, Donovan Zane. I think that's Farr. I think that's Zane Farr.
He's been everywhere. He called his name quite a few times. Yep. And good special little athlete right there for Cleburne County. Just a 10th grader. Probably going to hear his name a lot more in the upcoming years.
So big stop that time by Zane. This brings up a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 48. Inside Tiger territory on that plus side of the 50. 2 backs in the backfield with Dukes. Dukes hands the ball off to Torres. Torres looking for some running room. Get hits behind the line of scrimmage. Falls forward back maybe to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say you're going to get a half yard or so over that line of scrimmage. Give him a full yard. 3rd and 3.
Good technique right there by Logan Thompson as the ball carrier was coming toward him. He had a blocker on him. Shakes him off. Keeps his outside shoulder free to turn the ball carrier up inside to where all his friends are. And still able to make the tackle as well. Great technique by this young kid.
3rd and 3, 2:35 left to go in regulation as the Tigers need a big stop right here to get the ball back on offense. Assuming that Sachs is going to let the play clock go down probably into the single digits before they snap the football here. Dukes takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Torres around the right side. Going to have enough for the first down. Get wrestled over that first down marker as he has maybe a yard or so to the plus side of that first down marker. But indeed, he does have enough as they'll move the chains. New set of downs, 1st and 10 for the Sachs Wildcats on the 44-yard line.
And the Tigers had 2 defenders in the backfield right there at Dukes. Just couldn't make a play, and he was able to be a good enough athlete to pick up the first down. And that was huge right there, especially with this running clock in the 4th quarter.
1 minute, 58 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. 13-7, Wildcats on top. Want to remind you to stick around after the ball game for the post-game show brought to you by Whitman's Tanning. 1 minute, 46 seconds now as Dukes in the backfield. Hands the ball off to Torres. Torres is hit hard behind the line of scrimmage. Going to go down for a loss that time. Big stop from the Tiger defense. Leading the charge that time, number 75, Anthony Pate, for the Tiger interior defensive line.
Big Pate right there on the stop. Actually, the brother of Sam Pate, who's in the Marines, about to graduate from the Marines, getting in on the action right here late in the ball game. Good kid.
So to bring up 2nd and 13 now for the Wildcats. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go as we need a big stop here on defense so we can get the ball back into the Tiger hands. Dukes in the backfield with Torres behind him. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 2nd and 13. Handoff, the snap rather, goes to Dukes. He's going to keep it himself around the left end. Hit hard that time by Zane. Going to be knocked down as gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard or so plus. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 now with 40 seconds remaining. Tigers still left with 3 timeouts. Wildcats with 1 here in the second half.
Dukes was toting that like a watermelon. Again, I thought he was going to fumble, but able to hold on right there. And looks like we're not going to take a timeout here late and just let the clock run.
Not going to try to win it. clock's going to tick away here with 3 timeouts remaining. But indeed, we get a good look at our team and get some good film study from the ones and the backup. So Dukes is going to snap the ball, looking for somebody. No busted play that time, but he's going to keep it. Lowers his shoulder, gets almost down to the first down marker, but the time clock is going to expire, and the Wildcats are going to win this one here tonight in game number 0 here at the Jamboree in L.E. Bell Field. So the Wildcats win this one 13-7, and we'll be back right after this for the Women's Tanning Postgame Show. You're listening to WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week right here on everything Cleburne County Athletics, WPIL 91.7.
This is the voice of Cleburne County, 91.7 WPIL Heflin.
An underwriter of WPIL is State Line Fuel Center, located at exit 205 at 8658 Highway 46 in Heflin, under management by Laura Cobb. State Line Fuel Center and Tire Service, offering fuel and truck tire services on all makes and models. Open 24/7, 256-463-5747. A proud supporter of WPIL 91.7.
Buster Miles Automotive is a longtime supporter of the ministry of WPIL 91.7 FM in Heflin, Alabama.
At Buster Miles Chevrolet and Ford in Heflin, our #1 goal is to keep you and your family on the move to support your favorite football team all season long. With our excellent service Monday through Friday and all day on Saturdays. Test drive the all-new 2018 Chevy Equinox or the 2017 Ford Escape with huge savings. Please see our entire inventory online or off I-20 exit 199 in Heflin for the difference worth driving since 1947.
If you're looking for a local connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices, well, look no further. Come see us today at W&M Grocery. Our family-owned store offers a convenient one-stop shop where you can find everything you need, from the everyday essentials to specialty items from around the world. Our friendly staff is here to help you find exactly what you're looking for, and we take pride in our community, and we appreciate your business. So look no further. Come see us today at 1221 Alma Street, W&M Grocery, right here in beautiful downtown Heflin.
God's Country, 91.7 WPIL, the voice of Heflin.
Don's Pawn Shop, downtown Heflin on Burn Street, is now doing taxes. You can now stop in and shop Don's Pawn Shop while your taxes are being prepared. That's Don's Pawn Shop in downtown Heflin at 191 Burn Street. You can call Don's Pawn at 463-2727. 463-2727. Don's Pawn Shop, now doing taxes as well as your pawn and jewelry headquarters. 191 Burn Street in Heflin. An underwriter of 91.7 WPIL.
Whitman's Tanning and Flowers at 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama is a proud longtime supporter of the ministry of WPIL Radio. Currently running monthly and back-to-school specials. They're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday through Saturday. And remember, the sun is always shining at Whitman's Tanning and Flowers, 2291 Highway 46 in Heflin, Alabama, an underwriter of WPIL Radio 91.7 FM. Dryden Funeral Home is a proud supporter of WPIL 91.7. They are a family-owned and operated business serving Cleburne County and surrounding communities since 1962. They are a full-service funeral home capable of meeting all your family's needs, whether to honor your loved one's life with a traditional service or with one of the many choices associated with cremation. They also offer pre-planned funeral services. Their caring and compassionate staff will strive to tailor each service to meet the family's needs. The Dryden Funeral Home staff has more than a combined 100 years' experience in the funeral industry. Their comfortable, modern facility is conveniently located at 1467 Almond Street in Heflin, Alabama. Complete obituaries can be viewed on their website at www.drydenfuneralhome.com. Dryden Funeral Home has been an active part of this community for over 55 years. Dryden Funeral Home cares for the families they serve.
When severe weather hits Cleburne County, listen to today's gospel music, 91.7, for updates and school closures.
Ellie Bell Construction of Heflin is an underwriter of 91.7 WPIL Radio. Located at 1226 County Road 11, Ellie Bell Construction has been in this area for years, helping people in Heflin and in Cleburne County. The phone number is 256-253-2676. For all of your construction needs, it's Ellie Bell Construction, 253-2676. A proud underwriter of 91.7 WPIL.
This is WPIL 91.7 FM, Heflin. Welcome to God's Country. God's Country.
Your station for Tiger Pride. This is WPIL 91.7 FM.
Are you an aspiring songwriter? Then you do not want to miss the Songwriter Seminar being held on Saturday, September the 9th in Vernon, Alabama at the Vernon City Complex at 10 a.m. This event will be hosted by award-winning singer-songwriter Jeff Steele of the Steels. He will be discussing songwriting, collecting royalties, and how to get your songs published. For more information, visit us on Facebook at Vernon, Alabama's Gospel Music Weekend or email info@macrecords.net. We look forward to seeing you at the Songwriter Seminar on September the 9th.
Millworks Sales and Surplus, 3825 Highway 9 South in Heflin, where they specialize in French doors, molding, granite, tiles, porch post, vinyl windows, and exterior and interior doors. Millworks Sales and Surplus is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon. They can be reached at 256-463-7853. Millworks Sales and Surplus, 3825 Highway 9 South in Heflin. Millworks Sales and Surplus, and underwriter of Worship 91.7 FM WPIL.
And welcome back to Ellie Bell Field as we get into our post-game show brought to you by Whitman's Tanning. If you have listened to the WM Grocery High School football game of the week, the Sachs Wildcats going to take this one as they come on the road to face Cleburne County and win it 13-7. Last kind of a minute touchdown as we get into the third quarter, kind of answering back as the Wildcats were leading this one 13-0 in halftime. The big first down and then a big touchdown that comes from the heels of Christian Seal. And then, Luke, we come into the fourth period playing a little bit of good football, and then start making some mistakes, some low snaps, turns the ball over, turns the tide, and then the ball game ends. But one big thing that we have talked about, a good thing that we get from this game is, number one, that the coaching staff gets to see how these players would react when they're in the hole, when they would react when the game is 0-0. And then also you get some good film from both the young guys, and you get some good film for your I would call them your definite varsity starters.
Yeah, I think in the second half we played real hard. And like I said, we were backed up in a corner 13-0. To start the half, and you see what kind of fight your young guys have, and we came out swinging. I thought we had some great drives there. Really, Sachs didn't stop us; we stopped us as we fumbled a couple of snaps and got into some bad field position. And but again, it's just a jamboree, getting all those jitters out, and you can see what I think the future is going to be bright for Cleburne County in the upcoming years, and I think we're going to be just fine throughout this season.
Trying to get some scores coming in for you as you're on your drive home. Next week, the Tigers will go on the road to take on Leeds at Leeds. Big time game one for Cleburne County, and some things next week that we'll have to do different to win that one.
Definitely on defense, we got to get off the field on third and long. Like Coach Short said before the half, we were fortunate to get in third and long situations on defense, but we got to step up and make a play and get off the field and get our offense back on the field, as we gave up way too many third and long plays, as we just really got big played in that first half. Like I said at halftime, Sachs didn't really sustain like a 60, 70-yard drive. It was all big plays, and most of them came on third and long. So got to get off the field on third and long, definitely on defense. And offensively, we got to sustain drives and keep it away from other opposing teams' offense, so that and finish those drives as well with touchdowns. Our starters didn't score at all tonight, so still looking for our first score next week.
When you come in from a jamboree game, though, what does it do? What do you think that it does for your players when you come off a loss and then you go into you see who you got number one next week on game number one? You've got Leeds, perennial powerhouse, both in 3A, 4A, 5A, now back in 4A. Big time matchup next week. To me, I wouldn't want to play really anybody else if I was Cleburne County right now, being number one. Being the game number one, you get to go in and play a top 10 ranked opponent. You beat Leeds. I think that catapults your season. If you go in there, even if you go in and Luke, you play good football and you maybe come up a little short, not a lot, not a big loss, but still, if you go in and compete, you win. Or if you lose a close game, I think that still kind of catapults the rest of your season.
Yeah, I think tonight's loss didn't mean a whole lot. I think it was kind of hammered home to the Tigers that this was just a jamboree game. We even heard Coach Short say when we were asking about getting an interview with him at halftime, it's like, it's just a jamboree. And at the end, not calling timeouts. I think it is agreed upon before the game started there wasn't going to be any timeouts called in the second half. And so this loss doesn't do much for Cleburne County, except they're going to pull the positives from it, go watch film and see what they need to work on. Going into the game next week, of course, we're going to play Leeds, a powerhouse in 4A, ranked number 6 in 4A. So going to go see what our best is, the whole game, and even if that's another non-region game. So, like I said, being a competitor, it always counts. But at the end, if we lose, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things of making the playoffs, unless there's a tie or something like that. But I think we just want to go and compete for 4 quarters and see what happens at the end.
You're listening to the Whitman's Tanning postgame show live from the press box here at L.E. Bell Fields. We're still looking out over the game field now as cleanup activities have already begun, and so people are starting to make their way off the field. The band's still kind of performing little practice, whatever you may kind of call that, as they're starting to kind of wind things down and look like we're hanging up some senior posters here as a big Nick Dunstan's poster gets unfolded right here in front of us. But Cleburne County tonight coming into this game after 2-8 season last year. Big summer, big fall camp, big 7-on-7. I thought that we seen some things tonight, Luke, in the first couple quarters that we didn't really get to see a lot of last year. And I thought we played as a whole tonight a little bit better football than we may have played as a whole last season.
Yeah, I thought some bright spots on offense with Arcavius Brown is just a 10th grader. He had some big runs for us late in games last year, but didn't get to play a whole lot. Looks like he's going to tote the rock a lot more, and he's a real hard runner just to be a 10th grader. And of course, I said earlier in the game that Trevor Houston wasn't used as much. He'll probably get some more touches next week as he's experienced, a senior coming off a big season last year. He plays so much defense though. You kind of run the wheels off of him so much that you don't want to use him if you got a back like Arcavius Brown that can tote it on offense. So a lot of bright spots over there. Just got to sustain drives, and wrap up and make plays on defense.
That's a good point. You bring up experience. You hear that a lot when you listen to pro football and college football. Experience. Oh, this player's been around for a long time. You don't really hear that a lot in high school football, but it really makes a difference when you've got a senior that's out there that has played competitive football. And I say competitive meaning he's been in the game on the field for the last 3-4 years. Some of these guys play a lot of snaps as a 9th grader on varsity, and I'm sure we've got a couple down there tonight that are 9th graders that probably played a good bit that we just probably didn't notice that much, either offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, things like that. But talk about that for a second, and just the experience, the level of experience, how much that helps that team. Just maybe one player with that experience versus maybe 10 others that don't have that experience, but you got one kid out there that has that 3-4 years worth of experience. How much does a difference does that make for your offense or defense?
Well, I think if you're experienced, you're a senior that's been there before, you're not as wide-eyed as those young guys. You're not taken back as the lights come on and it's time to play. You've been there before, and you're that guy that can kind of calm people's nerves and be that vocal leader to say, hey guys, it's just a 100-yard field. We got to go play it just like we do in practice, and you're not taken back, as much as as these young guys might be, if you're experienced and you've been there before, and you can say that you've done it, and just calm people down and say, let's just go play.
Yep, and definitely, that experience helps out a lot. I know, from playing experience also in high school and in college, and from a player's perspective, you kind of, as a player, and you touched on it, but you go to those guys. I mean, you go to those guys, and I can remember in high school, and having those guys there like Roman Smith and Greg McLean. Greg played at Alabama.
Moose.
Yeah, Moose McLean, and now coaches at Illinois State. But you see those guys, and you go to them, and I'm sure the same is here when you had people like Cody Moorhead and people like that and yourself even, and Keith from last year. We talked about that a lot, but that does make a difference. You're listening to the Whitman's post-game show here live from Ellie Bell Field. We'll be back right after this. We'll try to run down some scores from the local area, bring you guys up to date on some of the action that's been going around from the region here at Region 5, 5A Region 4, as well as the local high school football teams that may be around this area. So keep it locked right here on WPIL 91.7, the official sports network for Cleburne County High School Tiger football. So keep it locked right here. We'll be back right after this for the Whitman's postgame show score rundown.
Now broadcasting with more power to serve you better. 91.7 FM WPIL.
You've tuned in to the right choice. Now put a piece of duct tape on that tuning control so nobody will change it. You're listening to 91.7 WPIL.
Introducing a new day of the week. Someday. Now, everything you were going to do someday is on the calendar. Want to retire someday? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits and manage current benefits online. Millions of people have a My Social Security account. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
And welcome back to the Whitman's Tanning postgame show here live at Ellie Bell Field. Got some scores to run down for you real quickly, trying to get them loaded up here. But in the meantime, Cleburne County will fall tonight at home versus Sacs in this Jamboree matchup. A lot of other games going on around the area as well. You've got Weaver taking on Hayden. You've got Trinity Presbyterian from Montgomery taking on the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Lincoln and Leeds playing tonight. That ought to be a good ball game as well. So as you drive home, we'll try to give you some updated scores here from around the area. Now, some of these are going to be probably early fourth quarter scores, middle of fourth quarter scores, a lot of football still left to play around the state of Alabama. So Weaver right now is at Hayden. Weaver Bearcats is going to be winning this one 29-18 in the fourth quarter. Jacksonville Golden Eagles is on top of Trinity Presbyterian 24-17. That is actually a third quarter score. We don't have an updated score there. Lincoln and Leeds going at it tonight at Leeds. The Green Wave winning this one over the Golden Bears 38-20 in the fourth quarter. Southside taking on Etowah tonight at Etowah. Southside with 3 points to Etowah's 17. Etowah 17-3, fourth quarter score there. Raglan and Ohatchee playing tonight in Ohatchee there on the creek bank. Ohatchee winning this one 21-6 over Raglan. Mumford Central High School of Clay County tonight in Lineville. That one right now still left to be decided. Mumford winning right now 20-14. Anniston over Holt 34-0. Ranburne taking on Mount Zion out of Carrollton tonight in Carrollton. That score 43-14. Tough night for the Bulldogs. Cedartown taking on Cherokee County tonight in Cedartown, Georgia. That's Cedartown Bulldogs out of Georgia. That score is 34-14. That is a third quarter score. Glencoe and West End tonight 33-13. Glencoe goes on the road, takes on West End. That score 33-13. Pleasant Valley and Vincent. I believe that's the Friday Night Network game of the week this week. Pleasant Valley, the Raiders on Vincent. Listen to this score, Luke. 14-13, Vincent and Pleasant Valley in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa comes to Lamar Field tonight in Oxford, and Oxford is winning that one right now 21-0. Bremen and Bowden square off tonight. That is a final. Bremen is going to win that one on the road against Bowden 30-6. Temple, Georgia, takes on Haralson County out of Tallapoosa tonight. Temple wins that one 42-10. The Alexandria Valley Cubs take on Talladega tonight at Talladega. Alexandria is going to win that one. That's a final, 37-0. Piedmont, the Bulldogs, taking on the Yellow Jackets from Rockmart, Georgia, at the University of Piedmont Stadium.
Yeah.
They're on the carpet. That one is going to be a final. Rockmart, Georgia is going to win that one 36-22. Randolph County Tigers, we play them later on in the season. They are a winner tonight over Wadley at home, 19-7. North Jackson takes on Walter Wellborn tonight in Walter Wellborn at Anniston. That's a final. Listen to this one, Luke, 21-20.
Yeah, I believe that was played last night, but yeah.
North Jackson.
Yeah,
yep,
North
yesterday.
Jackson won.
Yep. Also a game from last night, Troup County in Cedartown, Georgia. Troup County, Georgia is going to win that one 14-8. And I know we cover, people can listen from Georgia, and there's some ties around here from different towns in Georgia. Gaston City and Spain Park, that one is played tonight. It is 24-19. Spain Park is winning over Gaston City. Coosa Christian, Holly Pond, 28-6. Holly Pond over Coosa Christian. Winterboro, that's a close one. 21-6 over Keith Middle High. That's out of Oroville. That ball game is played at Winterboro. Running down some more scores real quickly from some local teams around the area. Let's see if we got anybody close. I believe that's going to round everybody out tonight. So if you are on your way home driving, there's some teams that are still out there playing, some local football games going on around this area, I'm sure over the radios, but a lot of football being played tonight in the state of Alabama. And with the 7A classification, and we'll begin to kind of wind things down here in just a minute from Ellie Bell Field, but here in the post-game show, we want to give you some scores. We want to talk a little bit about next week. We'll talk a little bit about football, obviously. But, Luke, one thing to note is that the Jamboree game for some teams is a counter game. It actually counts. It actually matters.
Yeah, this was week one for a lot of teams, and like we were talking about Wellborn. I saw Wellborn's coach here. They take on Sachs next week, so they played last night, and that was a counter for them. So he was able to come over here and scout a little bit. So there's a lot of teams that are going to get some good film from tonight to help with next week. But
for as far as the schedule for Cleburne County. Next week, we'll go to Leeds, 7 o'clock. You'll have the pregame show at 6:30 on WPIL 91.7. And then the WM Grocery High School football game of the week will start at 7 o'clock. Then after that, we go to Talladega. Talladega will come here to Ellie Bell Field. And then we take a long road trip, Luke, down to Valley. And Valley's going to be a good football team that we'll see in week 3 this year.
Yeah, that is going to be a long trip. And doesn't get any easier for the Tigers. Talladega coming off a big loss. They'll be amped up and ready to play. But suffering a big loss to Alexandria, but it just doesn't get easier for the Tigers after that Talladega game. And we'll see how we look as the season unfolds here. Toughest schedule in the state, I think.
So after the Valley game, looking at the schedule and looking at the standings that we saw, you go Clay Central coming here, ranked in the top 10. Alexandria coming here, tied at 5th. Randolph County in the top 10 in 2A. Lincoln in the top 10. Beauregard sitting at number 1 in 5A and in the whole state of Alabama, not just the region. And then you got Sylacauga, and then you got 5.
Yeah.
And then everybody you play.
5 ranked number 1 in 2A, by the way.
Yeah. And then everybody you play from Valley down is a rank. So that strength schedule is pretty tough. So, but anyways, we thank you so much for listening to us tonight for the WPIL 91.7 football broadcast here, powered by WM Grocery for the WM Grocery High School football game of the week, the TJ Maloney pregame show and halftime show, as well as the Whitman Tannen postgame show. Thank you so much to our sponsors out there making everything happen tonight. Marie's Barbecue with the league standings, Buster Miles broadcasting the opening drive, Alpha for the game time weather, and obviously you that are out there for the post-game shows coming up later on in the season. We thank you so much for making this possible. For our producer back in the studio, Haven Hester, for our sideline reporter, Josh Lambert, for Luke Bowman, I'm Brandon Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you and talk to you next week beginning at 6:30 for the Tiger Tailgate Show powered by TJ Maloney, and then the WM Grocery High School Football Game of the Week. So long from L.E. Bell Field. We'll talk to you next Friday, and always remember, go Tigers.
Thanks for listening to the Gospel Mix, WPIL 91.7 FM.